Welcome into the final Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime. Not ever, just of the high school football regular season. Josh McKinney alongside Jamie McCracken. Jamie, next week, the real fun, the playoffs.
The playoffs. Always an exciting time of the year, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves, of course. Some big games going on this week to close out the regular season. Yeah,
2 Mountain Top 10 matchups, teams trying to make a final push for playoff seeding. And how about a county rivalry renewed on the football field?
How about it?
That's where we begin.
Let's do it.
Our Appalachian Wireless game of the week. Pike County Central visiting number 8 Pikeville. 90 seconds into the game, Wyatt Battle. How good has this kid become? 14 yards out, quickly 7-0. A little bit later, now 15-0. Battle at it again, a little bit longer this time. 26 yards, 22-0. U Pike top play contender. Look at this. We know Chatlin Gerald can catch. He can also run pretty well.
He was tweeting during halftime.
On the jet sweep around the outside, makes a few defenders miss. All in all, 68 yards on the play. 29-0 Pikeville after 1 in the second. A couple of scores from Derek Pugh. First coming on a 22-yard touchdown run. And then from just inside the 5, Pugh, another score. We go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Pikeville defense pitches a shutout. The offense puts up 53-0, the final score.
I was really proud of them. I thought we were flying around to the football. Guys came out fired up and really gave us a great effort tonight.
In the first 2 minutes of the game, you scored 2 touchdowns. Really, after that, it was a snowball effect for your kids. You just started putting points on the board and really just slammed the door shut, really, at halftime.
Well, I think those 2 early scores gave us great momentum, gave our guys some confidence as well, and able to put a few plays together there offensively and defensively as well.
Senior night at Knott Central. Patriots hosting Allen Central. Rebel fans remembering Trey Aldrich, who died last summer. Aldrich would have been a senior on this season's team. Opening drive for Knott, Cameron Jones. The quick pass to Tyler Kidd. Kidd picks up a solid, big gain. Good yardage for a Patriot first down. A little bit later in the drive, the give goes to Ty Holland. Holland gets the offense down inside the 15-yard line. Another first down. But on the next play, we can't do this. Luke Jacobs puts the ball on the turf.
Fumble!
Allen Central pounces on it. They take over. Rebels going primarily on the ground. Dylan Cottle picks up a first down on the QB draw, moving the chains. Then 3 plays later, Stephen Howard caps off the drive. A touchdown run, putting Allen Central on the board first. Tack on the 2-point conversion and a lot more after that. The Rebels would go on to win this one in double overtime on the road, 56-54.
My goodness. Shelby Valley hosting Paintsville. The Tigers trying to complete the undefeated regular season. Wildcats haven't lost, though, since the first week of the season. There's Joe Cherico. Got the gloves on tonight. Second quarter, Tigers with the ball in the lead. Cash Daniel hooking it up with James Allen. Yeah, he's going to Kentucky as a linebacker, right? Yet he's throwing passes like that. And now he's just going to run a touchdown in. Cash Money Daniel gets in for 6. It's 30-8 at halftime recess. And as we go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard, the 6th-ranked Tigers hand number 10 Shelby Valley its first loss since week 0, 44-28.
Straight ahead, Somerset makes the trip to Commodore Field for a matchup with Perry County Central.
And we'll have highlights of a Cumberland Valley rivalry as Harlan County visits Log Mountain in number 9 Bell County. And that's where the catch of the night comes too.
Time now for our Fans in the Stands, sponsored by Eastern Kentucky University. We go back out to Hindman, where Knott County Central fans out in support of their Patriots against the Allen Central Rebels, and they were in for a thriller double overtime game won by the Rebels. But Knott County Central, tonight's Fans in the Stands, sponsored by Eastern Kentucky University.
All right, no matter what happened in tonight's Bell County-Harlan County game, both teams already knew their destiny for the first round of the playoffs. The Black Bears host Lincoln County in Class 5A next week. Bobcats host Estill County in Class 3A. Let's do it. Harlan County student section showing up on Log Mountain tonight, all dressed up. Halloween Eve. My favorite costume, this girl right here in the bunny ears. That's Kayla Shepard, by the way. You like that? You ever wear bunny ears?
No.
For real?
I had a pet bunny once.
First play from scrimmage. A couple of sophomores hooking up. Jacob Branson to Colby King. All right, this play's going nowhere, but the ball is. It is out and going backwards and into the Bobcats' hands. I was a bunny rabbit, by the way, one year for Halloween. 4 plays later, Trayton Humfleet has the ball, and that usually means there's a score. Humfleet from 11 yards out, 7-0 Bell at the end of 1. Easy on the chest bump there, Chase Willem. Don't want to Hurt your teammate. Second quarter, Harlan County down in the red zone. Dylan Cornett, a little extra effort, and he's in 7-6 after a blocked extra point. Later, Black Bears pin deep Branson. He gets obliterated. That ball pops out way up. Jacob Sutton gets himself
fantastic play.
That is a great catch. Tucked it right into his pumpkin basket and falls into the end zone. Branson a little shaken up after that one. Right before the half, it's Humfleet again from 17 yards out. The kid is a scoring machine. Bell County is going to finish the regular season 8-2. Let's go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. 46-20 tonight. Bobcats win, both teams with home playoff games next week in the first round.
Pumpkin basket. Perry County Central hosting Somerset in its season finale. At halftime, Perry Central principal Michelle Ritchie took a couple of shots at a field goal. Now, she missed her first 3 attempts, but got closer each time. She made her 4th attempt after I, of course, stopped rolling. I thought she was done. She then put it up through the uprights.
Just
but you know what?
her.
There you go. I told her I'd at least say that she made one. To the game, U-Pike top play contender, second quarter. Castle Hatcher throwing deep. Great catch made by Josh Cornett. Walks into the end zone 60 yards, 34-6 Briar Jumpers. Commodores trying to get something going. Jordan Combs, the nice run on first down around the left side. But following a punt, the set with another big play. Logan Gadberry around the left end, down the sideline, 32 yards and another touchdown. The Briar Jumpers hand Perry Central its 8th straight loss, 42-13 the final at Commodore Field.
All right, East Ridge and South Floyd getting together for the final week of the regular season. Warriors with the ball first. And they put together a strong opening drive, capped off by this Trey Little run from 5 yards out, 6-0 East Ridge. The Warriors going for the 2-point conversion. And they completely fake out the Raider defense. Hey,
but not our camera girl. Good job, Lauren.
For real. Brody Johnson. Wide open. That was 8-0 East Ridge early. U-Pike top play contender. Check this out. First play from scrimmage for South Floyd. Hunter Johnson to Andrew Tackett. Hey, man, they hooked up a couple times this year. 56 for the touchdown pass. 2-point conversion, no good. 8-6 East Ridge leads. Let's go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Holy cow! Are you serious? East Ridge.
That's a ridiculous amount of points.
Puts up 77 points. South Floyd puts up 46, but I'm sorry, Raiders, you lose.
Staying on the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard, Southwestern number 4 falls to Lexington Catholic 43-14 at home. Union Virginia beats Letcher Central 58-25. South Laurel closes the regular season with a win 43-7 over Clay County. Pineville 56-6 over Jenkins. Williamsburg 4-5 now on the year, 21-7 winners over Middlesboro. Sheldon Clark and Morgan County in overtime 14-12 in favor of the Cardinals. Rockcastle County, look at that win, 34-0 over Lincoln County, and West Carter gets the better half of Magoffin County, 43-6 in favor of the Comets, who are 8-2 on the year. Still to come on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime, not 1 but 2 Mountain top 10 matchups in Pike County.
Yeah, Shelby Valley hosts Paintsville. We already talked to that one, and number 2 Johnson Central goes for 3 in a row over number 3 Belfry.
I'm Derek Pugh, and you're watching Sports Overtime.
The last few years, Johnson Central has had its way with Belfry, but prior to the back-to-back losses, the Pirates were the team with the upper hand in the rivalry. The two Mountain powerhouses writing another chapter tonight in Pond Creek. The final home game of the regular season at Belfry, the third-ranked Pirates hosting number 2 Johnson Central. A couple of playoff games, though, still to be played at the camp. Pirates not holding back with a touchdown on the first play of the game. Punt return back to the Eagles, and they don't get very far. A fumble will give it right back to Belfry. And then Belfry's Cameron Catron, he's had a good year, looking for the second touchdown, but he's stopped by a flock of Eagles defensively. Johnson Central, a lot of speed and size. Belfry, though, gives it to Zondre Willis, and X will run it right in, putting them up 13-0 against the unbeaten Johnson Central Golden Eagles, and the touchdowns keep coming. Nice pass to Cameron Catron will give them an even bigger lead against Johnson Central. Nice catch made by Catron in the corner of the end zone. Johnson Central's defense, though, still playing. A quick stop to the Pirates. Derek Wellman, he's not going anywhere. But then we have a U-Pike top play contender late in the first. Check this out. A gorgeous pass to Austin Woolham, and he's not going to be caught by anybody. 34-0 at the half in favor of Belfry as we go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. The third-ranked Pirates roll to a statement win over number 2 Johnson Central, 41-0, the final from Pond Creek.
Top-ranked Pulaski County, you see Riley Hall, the quarterback, not playing tonight. Got hurt last week, going to hold off until the playoffs. They were On the road taking on Bourbon County, and well, the Colonels came out firing. Clay Bowling calls his own play on that, 7-0. And then after a Pulaski turnover, Bolin hits Kyler Gilbert Hodges, and they're not done. It's 14-0, then it's Bolin going over the middle to Billy Orcutt, and they're up 21-0 at that point. We go to the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. The Maroons make a heck of a comeback. They go to 9-1 on the season, 34-27 the final over the Bourbon County Colonels.
Let's head north on 15 to Jackson, celebrating the Lumberjack Pee Wee team. Breathitt County hosting Hazard. Hazard trying to answer to Breathitt, getting on the board first. QB Cole Ratliff to Trey Pollard for a touchdown. U Pike top play contender. Remember the Colts play from a couple of weeks back? Well, Breathitt tries to recreate it, and it works.
It actually works.
James Fletcher Collins runs it in for 6. Spoiler alert, though, this next play will not be a touchdown, but just check out Collins and just kind of how he works. Spinning, zigging, zagging again and again. Finally.
He's not going to go down, right?
Finally taken down by the Bulldogs, and with under a minute to play in the half, Breathitt opts to punt. No, they don't. Collins again, he'll get the first down, but the Bobcats come up short going into the locker room. Hazard gets the win on the road in Jackson, 32-12, the final score.
All right, let's stay on the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Montgomery County defeats North Burleson. No perfect season for the Jags, 26-14. Knox Central shuts out number 7 Corbin, 36-0 at Corbin. Meanwhile, Whitley County gets a win over Leslie County, 38-33. Powell County takes care of Lexington Christian, 28-23. So they started 0-3 and they've won 7 in a row for Powell County. Harlan, wow, 56-6 over McCreary Central, and then Lawrence County takes care of business against Prestonsburg at Prestonsburg, 27-15. Let's stay on the Highlands Black and Blue Clinic scoreboard. Estill County with a 43-0 win. The Engineers go to Bell County next week.
Only unbeaten team in the coverage area, the Paintsville Tigers. Much more to come on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime, but as we go to break, here's a look at this week's Alice Lloyd College Mountain Top 10.
Time now for our McDonald's Student Athlete of the Week, Hillary Sloan, a senior at Johnson Central High School, where she has a 4.4 GPA. She was a 2015 Governor's Scholar and a 4-year member of the Gold Honor Roll. And she was in a production of The Nutcracker. She is also captain of the Johnson Central dance team. Congrats, Hillary, our McDonald's Student Athlete of the Week.
How about some Long John Silver's, our catch of the day?
Definitely not the catch of the day.
We revisit Perry Central. Josh Cornett of Somerset makes the grab and coverage juggling catch from Castle Hatcher, walks in
My
with
man
a
at Bell
60-yard
County
touchdown.
wanted to be the catch of the night.
Hey, Bell County will have a chance, I'm sure, in next week's UPike Top 5 plays. Cornett, a big reason in Somerset's 42-13 win, our Long John Silver's catch of the day.
It was good, Josh. All right, time to get you set now for this weekend's football action with the Saturday slate, sponsored all season long by Union College.
Now, when Kentucky loses, it appears play calling is one of the more criticized aspects of the program.
Yeah, Shannon Dawson's got a little criticism this year. That was once again the case last weekend following the Wildcats' loss to Mississippi State. Head coach Mark Stoops acknowledges that while he does not call plays for either the offense or the defense, he needs to be more forceful with his coordinators and his communication.
I need to be more forceful in my communication. And I don't call offensive plays. Right. You know what I mean? And so, and that's not, listen, you know me, I'm not, it's my job to get it done one way or the other on both sides of the ball. And I don't call defensive plays either, but it's not, but I still have to manage the game on both sides. And that's what I do. And that's where, listen, we all know there are calls and there are things on both sides that we could have done a touch better, that we would have been in that game.
All right, Kentucky, Tennessee, a blackout on Halloween night. Tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. kickoff on the SEC Network. The Volunteers, 3-4 in the year. The Wildcats, 4-3, but losers of 2 straight. Tennessee has won 29 out of the last 30 meetings between the two programs and is currently an 8.5-point favorite in the game. Our final college football game of the week takes place tomorrow afternoon in Pikeville.
The one game Tennessee lost, I was at that game a couple years ago. The UPike Bears and the Union Bulldogs getting together in a Mid-South Conference East matchup. Both teams struggling some this season, with UPike just 2-6, Union 0-7. But this game is always tight, and both head coaches say there are things about the opponent that is cause for concern.
You know, they're an athletic football team. You know, they're going to score some points on offense. You know, we got to limit them. Can't let the quarterback get out of the pocket. You know, he's going to extend plays with his feet, and he's very athletic. But, you know, we got to contain him in the pocket and try to make him one-dimensional as the ball game goes along. And put them in long down and distances. You know, their defense continues to improve. They're young at some spots, but coach has got them playing really, really hard. So, you know, we got to get on track offensively. Can't beat ourselves and turn the football over.
I think they've got great talent. You know, they're going to be a big challenge for us. It's going to be hard for us to hang with them because not only are they talented, but they're older. And they've got two great quarterbacks and a really solid offensive and defensive plan. This is just a tough conference, and they've caught some bad breaks along the way because I really don't see anything in there that says, okay, this is their problem. I think they've got a good football team and some great athletes.
Our final Appalachian Wireless College football game of the week tomorrow, a Mid-South Conference East showdown in Pike County between the U-Pike Bears and the Union Bulldogs. Game time set for 1:30 at Howard Field. The Bears are 2-6. The Bulldogs 0-7. U-Pike has won 2 straight in the series, and as always, you can watch it on this TV.
Other games going on tomorrow. Number 21 Cumberlands goes on the road to Bluefield to battle the Rams, and UVA Wise is at home. Can the Cavs get their first win of the season? They host the Blue Knights of Urbana in Mountain East play. Morehead State looks to make it 6 straight home wins when it hosts the Drake Bulldogs in a huge game in the Ohio Valley Conference down in Florida. Number 14 Eastern Kentucky visits number 2 Jacksonville State.
That game should be a lot of fun down in Florida. So there you have it. Next week it is win or go home for 192 teams across the state as they all begin their journey for Bowling Green.
Gotta love do or die football, that's for sure. While we are certainly excited about the postseason, we have a lot of college football and basketball to get to tomorrow, as we just mentioned. So be sure to tune in to Sports Overtime Saturday night with Lauren Cash and I, and we got plenty of good stuff for our Halloweeny show.
It should be fun. Unfortunately, I will be in Lexington, or fortunately, I should say. I don't know either way. I can't lose. Lauren and Jamie, as he mentioned, will be here tomorrow. Until then, from all of us here to you, have a good night.
Hit the music.
Cue the band.